So you've heard the word DevOps, right? It's everywhere. But what does it really mean? Like, what is it actually? Well, today we're going to cut through all that noise, all the buzzwords, and show you how this one big idea is totally changing how we build, well, everything. From the apps on your phone to the massive systems that run, our entire world. So let's just dive right in.
Okay, but before we get into the solution, let's talk about a problem. A big one. And I bet you felt this before. You've got this brilliant idea, right? A game-changing feature, or maybe just a super important bug fix. But getting it from the developer's keyboard out into the hands of actual users, it feels like it takes an eternity. Why is that? What's the holdup?
Well, a lot of the time, the answer is in how things used to be set up. The old way of structuring IT departments, basically in these completely separate, isolated teams. We call them silos. And this visual, this says it all, doesn't it? Over here, you've got your development team. They're the builders, writing code, creating all the cool new features. And then over there, you've got the operations team. Their job is to keep the lights on, make sure everything is stable and running smoothly. But look at what's between them. This giant wall, famously known as the wall of confusion. And this wall, it's not just a metaphor. It creates these super slow handoffs, tons of friction, and of course, the classic blame game whenever something breaks.
So yeah, that's a huge problem. How do you fix it? Well, the answer isn't just a small tweak. It's a complete shift in how we think about this stuff. It's a whole new approach that's designed to do one thing: tear down that wall. And that is where DevOps enters the picture.
Okay, so what is DevOps at its core? It's really simple, actually. It's all about bringing those two worlds, development and operations, together. The whole goal is to create this smooth, seamless flow from the moment an idea is born to the moment it's out in the real world. And the result? You get software out the door faster, it's way more reliable, and honestly, it's a whole lot less stressful for everyone involved. But here's the most important part, the thing you have to remember. This is not about buying some fancy new tool. It's a cultural shift. It's about changing how people fundamentally work together.
All right, so that all sounds great, but how do you actually do it? Like, what are the steps? A really fantastic way to wrap your head around it is with something called the CALMS framework. And no, it's not just another random business acronym. Think of it more like a recipe for success. So you've got C for culture. That's all about shared responsibility. A is for automation. Getting machines to do the boring, repetitive stuff so humans don't mess it up. L is for lean. This idea comes from manufacturing, and it's about cutting out anything that doesn't add value. M is for measurement, because let's be real, you can't get better if you don't know where you are. And finally, S is for sharing, making sure everyone is talking and that knowledge isn't locked up in one person's head. These 5 things, they're the absolute foundation.
Okay, let's dig into that first one, culture. Because honestly, a lot of people will tell you this is the most important piece of the entire puzzle. It really is all about the people.
And man, this table just lays it out so clearly. Look at the difference. In traditional IT, you've got those strict separations, tons of manual processes, and yeah, lots of finger pointing. But with DevOps, it's the total opposite. You have cross-functional teams, an automate everything mindset, and this idea of a blameless culture. That means when something breaks, the question isn't who did this, it's what can we learn from this so it never happens again. Huge difference. So once you have that new culture in place, it naturally changes the way you work. It has to, right? It's not just a feeling. It totally transforms the entire process for how you build and ship software.
And again, look at this contrast. It's night and day. With DevOps, you're making tiny, frequent changes. They're less risky, and you get feedback almost instantly. The old way, you'd wait for these massive, terrifying releases once a quarter, or even once a year. And here's another huge one: infrastructure. Forget about manually setting up servers in a cold room somewhere. DevOps teams are all about the cloud, APIs, and this really cool concept called infrastructure as code.
So what on earth is infrastructure as code? It sounds complicated, but the idea is actually pretty simple. It means you treat your servers, your networks, your databases, all of it, just like software. You write code to define what it should look like. And because it's code, you can do all the same cool stuff you do with application code. You can put it in version control, you can test it, and you can deploy it automatically. This is a total game changer because it pretty much eliminates human error and makes everything ridiculously fast.
Okay, so that's the theory, right? The culture, the process, the fancy acronyms. But does it actually work? What happens when the rubber meets the road? What kind of results do companies actually see?
Okay, check this out. 75%. Let that sink in. The media giant NBC Universal adopted DevOps, and they cut their release time by 75%. I mean, think about that for a second. Something that used to take them weeks of painful testing now takes a matter of hours. That's not just a little bit better, that's a whole new ballgame.
And it's not just about going faster either. The wins are everywhere. You've got Daimler using it to keep their trucks on the road longer, Jam Software is getting their products to market way quicker, even a US federal agency used it to boost their security. So whether you're talking reliability, efficiency, security, the benefits are just undeniable.
And this quote really sums it all up, doesn't it? This isn't just about making a few small changes or buying some new software. DevOps is a total paradigm shift. It is a fundamentally different way to think about building things and delivering value with technology.
So I guess the question I'll leave you with is this. When you look at your own organization, at your team, what do you see? Is it built for speed and collaboration, or is it still stuck behind that wall? The answer to that question might be the most important thing you think about today.